Boom. Hello, everybody. Adjusting camera again. All right. Let's see if that camera stays. Welcome, everybody, on YouTube. How are you guys? All right, we are live. All right. Yes, I've got my computer ready. Let me get TikTok rolling here. All right. I'm just getting some videos on TikTok. Not that it helps, but, I try. TikTok suppressing my videos again. Oh, no. Did something else go wrong, Syndicate? Pressing issues. Oh God, Syndicate's telling political jokes in English. Oh, look out. Look out. All right. Let me get TikTok rolling here. 1 second. Boom. All right. Live. 1 second here, guys. Where are my glasses? La la la. So nothing else is wrong. Syndicate, it's working now, right? That we're still liking our link to Discord to TikTok, hopefully. Oh, let me get, there we go. All right, we'll get TikTok rolling now. Syndicate spent much time yesterday fixing the Discord problems we had with TikTok, so that's good now. Hopefully, we'll tell people about that again. All right, TikTok is loading. Excellent. All right, welcome all. Hello, Eric Nordstrom. Here come the TikTokers. Oh, there's a lag. That's funny. Maybe one got an ad and the other didn't. It's possible. I'm wondering. Oh, hey, Vic. Waterford, Ireland. Funny. Just got a lot of your crystal from my mom. Mom had the old stuff too, which I think people like more. I don't know. But a number of glasses, which I'm very happy. Everything should be working. Okay, excellent, Syndicate. I'll tell people. Thank you, Succeed, for the gift. Welcome, guys. Oh, boy. All right. Lots of subscriptions ending soon. Ruh-roh. Hope you guys resubscribe. Thank you, Mustard, for the gift. Welcome all. Hello, Puppy. Did you see my email, Puppy? Although I'm not sure whether they're available, but we shall see. I can't wait for Trump to lose either. You are right. Yeah, well, losers, losers tend to lose. This is true. This is true. Anyway, what else is going on, guys? What else is going on? Thank you, Richard, for the gift. I'm on auto repeat for my subscription. Excellent, Jeff. Thank you for that. So welcome, everybody. How are we doing this evening? Our Discord TikTok link supposedly is working now. Well, within reason. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Alan, for the gifts. Keep the gifts coming, guys. I will tell you, the gifts have kind of stopped coming in the last month or two. I don't mean to keep hitting on it, but they're gone. So if you can try, I would appreciate it, because unfortunately, this is how I make my living, is off of this show. And it doesn't always mean there's a living to be made, but I'm trying. But the money kind of dried up entirely on the gifts. That's why I keep sort of asking you guys. So if you can, I would appreciate it. Membership's even better. Thank you, Mark, for the gift there. Yeah, well, Mom also was older, so she bought the old stuff when it was new. You know what I mean? Like probably the 50s or 60s, maybe even the 70s. Thank you, Mark Star. Thank you, Sweet Quest. So yeah. And I love it. It's the Lismore pattern. But anyway, I've got some beautiful glasses. They're they're very cool. So I'm very happy, because I finally have nice wine glasses, because I never had nice wine glasses. So anyway, guys. So yes, our TikTok Discord link should be okay. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Sandria. Syndicate got it figured out. So if you go to my profile page on TikTok, you will see the Linktree link. Click it. The first thing that comes up is Discord. Rather than clicking the Discord link, hold it down with your finger on your phone. Hold it down, and a pop-up will arrive, and it'll say accept invite. You click yes, and it should work getting you to my Discord. Thank you, Oren. Thank you, Running. Bill, Sweet Quest, Randy. Thank you, guys. Oh, Adventures has been subscribed for 486 days. Woo, woo, woo. Ukraine is in the room with us today. Oh, I don't know if any Ukrainians are with us. Ukraine is with us in spirit, at least. But I don't know if any we usually have Ukrainians with us. Let's see. Lismore. Yeah, it really is pretty. The thing is, she's got the stemware, which is very pretty, and I did take some of that. Thank you, Chazak. But the stuff I really like is I guess they're called highball glasses or old-fashioned glasses. They're these tall glasses in the Lismore pattern, we're talking crystal, that are just stunning, and I've always loved them. So I got those, and I got some of the short version of those, the tall ones, and then some wine glasses that are Liz Moore that are, I guess they're officially water glasses, but they can be wine glasses too. I'm going to use them as wine glasses. They're very cool. So I'm very happy because I've never had really nice glasses. And I love dinner parties, but I've never had, when you get married, you get good stuff. If you don't get married, you don't get good stuff. So anyway, thank you, Isa, for subscribing, or somebody for subscribing, Isa or Isa. Appreciate that. Anyway, so yeah, guys, so tomorrow morning, here's what's going on. So for subscribers, we typically do a Saturday morning show. Thank you, Jorge, for subscribers only, as a thank you, guys. So running on coffee, just had a colonoscopy. Good for you. When I got back from mine, I was very tired. I kind of went to sleep and stayed asleep. But tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to do the show for subscribers only. No guarantees. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Brandon. Because the nephews are coming over tomorrow morning. It's a shorter version of a highball glass. They're a low ball. Well, I saw something call it a low ball, and I was like, what a funny name. But thank you, Courtney. Yeah, ST, I'm really happy. In any case, tomorrow morning, I am going to attempt to do the show for subscribers only, TikTok, YouTube, Discord. But half an hour before the show, my nephews are allegedly arriving. Thank you, Sally, for subscribing. If I didn't mention that on YouTube, the nephews are arriving to take a lot of the furniture they were going to take from my mom's house as sort of their inheritance. I have no idea if they're coming but if they come half an hour before the show, I think it's going to be a zoo here because I'm sort of overseeing things to make sure they don't destroy the new carpeting we installed that's very light in color. So my guess is I may have to cancel at the last minute is what I mean. And if I do, Sally gifted Paul a sub. Oh, nice. Thank you, Sally. If at the very last minute we have to cancel tomorrow morning, we will push the show back to the afternoon. I'll do it, late afternoon, whenever they're all gone. We can just sit down and hang out. So we'll do it then at the very least. So Sunday we can't do. I was going to do Sunday, Poppy, but we can't. Thank you, Squish Love, because it's the 40th day. This is the way it works for Greeks. Thank you, Squish Love. For Greeks, you have to commemorate the 40th day after someone dies. And I think in Greek, religion or whatever, Greek Orthodox, it's the day their soul goes to heaven. But in any case, it is sort of required. You have to go and commemorate it. So you have to go to church that day. And then the family throws a dinner for the immediate family. And one of our cousins' husbands died 40 days ago. So it's on Sunday. So Sunday, I get to get up early and go to church, which is always a joy. I'm like, enough of waking up at 8 a.m. And then Sunday afternoon. So Sunday morning, I'm going to be at church, and then we're immediately going to the restaurant. So I can't do the show Sunday unless it were later on Sunday. So I'm just going to try to do it either tomorrow morning or in the afternoon. We'll see. You're getting an error alert in Ukraine. Oh, so our Lukier is in Ukraine. You're getting an error alert in Ukraine tonight. I'm not surprised. With the Russians. Thank you, Jocelyn, for the gift. Nicola as well for the gifts. It's not going to let me scroll back and see who else gave gifts because TikTok is evil that way. Any case. All right. All right. Anyway, okay, folks, be nice. Somebody may be being rude. Keep an eye, mods, on what's going on TikTok. Anyway. I don't have any updates on Letitia James's case. I don't know what's going on with that, actually. Thank you. Nordic, 20 memberships. Nordic, thank you for that. That was quite pricey. Thank you for that. Nordic Warrior just gave 20 gift memberships on YouTube. Thank you. And a bunch of our regulars got them. Gunther, Soren, Eve Killer, Annie, Nate, I don't recognize. I don't mean to be rude, Nate, if you come often. But Nordic, of course. Oh, Nordic, it gifted you one yourself. That's kind of cute. Ukraine F. Putin, I remember you. Martin, I recognize yours, I think. I don't want to be rude and like have people go, come on, you don't remember me. But a number of them, Storm Dev, your name looks familiar. Heidi does too, actually, I think. Oh, wow, that was very nice. 20 of them. Look at you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it too, because it helps me out, but also it helps out the folks who can't necessarily afford it, which is nice too. Anyway, thank you, Adventures. Thank you, Kano, for the music play gift. So yeah. Let's get rolling, guys. So the way the show works is, thank you, Kano, for the gifts. We talk first about the U.S. elections, then we talk about the war in Ukraine. I will tell you right now, there ain't a lot of Ukrainian news today. There isn't much. I will tell you kind of what's going on, but there's not a lot of news. U.S. election news, there isn't a ton. My connection died, and then it came back. YouTube, you can still see me, hopefully. I got this weird message on YouTube. Ooh, the comment. Oh, you are back. Okay, there we are. You're there. Okay. Yeah, I got this weird message on YouTube. Very weird. Jeff, I don't even know what we were talking about. That's funny. Yeah, Andrew, yeah, it won't let you do all caps and exclamation points. Well, actually, the mods won't let you. Okay, yeah, TikTok or YouTube gave me some weird message saying the connection was lost, exit. And I'm like, I'm not going to exit. And then it came back, which was weird. So who knows why? Anyway, thank you, Kathy Story, for the gift. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and we will go ahead and start with Ukraine. I'll start with U.S. election, then Ukraine. Okay. Tomorrow you turn 23. Shut up, Jorge. No one wants to hear that you're only 23. I'm kidding. Happy birthday. Hey, Jeremy, thank you for the gift. Yes, the mods tell you not to use all caps because sometimes people go crazy with those. And as you know, it can be yelling on the internet. I don't mind occasionally, but sometimes people are just like, all caps. It can be actually on YouTube. It might even, I don't know on YouTube whether it senses it and stops you from doing it automatically. I don't think it does. In any case, I'm like reading the comments as we go here. All right, let me get rolling here. So CNN had an interesting segment today. Or today or yesterday, but basically repeating what I have been saying. Thank you, Tennessee, which is that the race is very, 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 very tight for the presidency. And actually a little scary for Kamala Harris, to be honest, because it's so tight. CNN says the race is super tight in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, which are three of the key states. Now, what CNN pointed out, which was very concerning, it's Harry Enton, who's their polling expert, who's very good. And Harry said that looking at three key states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, sort of two states in the middle of America and one state a little bit to the east, okay, a little bit to the right, and three very hugely important states for winning the presidency. Hillary Clinton in 2016, right? Joe Biden 2020, Kamala Harris 2024. At this point, with 3 weeks to go to the election, Hillary Clinton was ahead 8 points on average in those three states. She lost. 3 weeks later, she lost. Joe Biden was ahead by 7 points on average in those three states. In other words, one state might have been 6, one might have been +8, but 7 points ahead Biden was of Trump. Biden won by what was it? Biden won, I think, by maybe 1. Biden just barely won the states. So Hillary was ahead by 8 at this point in those states on average. She lost. Biden was ahead by 7. He barely won those three states. Kamala Harris is ahead by only 1 point in those states. Now, what that means is previously in those states, the polls were wrong. Previously in those states, Trump did a lot better than he appeared, than the polls claimed, right? So election day came and Trump did a hell of a lot better. If the polls are accurate, Kamala Harris could win the election. If the polls are just as wrong as they were before, it could be bad. I mean, polls don't matter. I mean, polls do matter, Sean. I mean, look, I tend to deal in facts. Polls matter. I mean, people like to say polls don't matter. Of course they matter. I mean, the problem is polls are not always right. That's the danger in polling. Okay. Thank you, Running. And what I don't like about this is we don't know. Previously, the polls were wrong and they gave too optimistic of a vision to Democrats of how Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden were doing. That's really bad because if the polls tell you you're 7 points up, like that you're winning by 7 percentage points, you kind of go, okay, I'm good. And I'm not going to put money there anymore. I'm going to go work in other states. The problem is the polls were wrong, right? In Hillary Clinton's case, the polls were absolutely 100% wrong. She lost those states. She could have spent a lot more money, but she may not have spent as much because the polls told her she didn't need to. So that's the real danger in polling, is that the campaign itself can look at it and say, okay, I'm good in those states. Let's go spend money elsewhere. And let's spend time. Let's get our staff in other states to get the vote out. So the campaigns can screw up. You too can screw up, because if the polls are telling you, like if you hear, oh my God, right, Hillary Clinton's ahead by 8 percentage points in the key states, she's won. Maybe you stop giving money. Maybe you don't volunteer because you were going to volunteer, but you say, oh, Hillary's 8 points ahead. She's got this, right? So there's a lot of danger in that. And I will say, you get an interesting situation if you're on the losing side. On Trump's side, telling the Trump people in the last couple of elections, oh my God, you're so far behind, when they really weren't. Thank you, Running, for the gift. That can do two things. that can either dispirit Trump voters. It can either tell them, oh, you're so far behind, give up. You're never going to win. And then the Trump voters just go, forget it. We're not giving any money. We're not going to volunteer. This election's over. And then it becomes a fait accompli where they weren't going to lose, but because the polls said they were going to lose, they gave up. It could also have the opposite effect. By the polls saying you're behind when you're really not, it makes your people go, oh my God, we're behind. Let's do more. Let's give more money. Let's volunteer more, right? So it's either way. What you've got here is, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle for anybody into science. And it's actually a really great theory. I've always loved it. But the idea of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle in physics is that by observing a system, by observing something, you change it. It's a little complicated, deals with energy and all sorts of stuff. But the idea is just by observing it, you change it. And polling works that way. By doing polling, thank you, Solid Black, by doing polling and making the polling public, the polls actually influence the election itself, because the polls start to tell voters, uh-oh, that person's losing badly. And the people go, oh my God, we're losing. And then you start to lose your enthusiasm, right? It's very interesting. Applies to psychology. Well, it applies to psychology just like, to some degree, what I'm saying right here is also psychology, right? That you're actually influencing people by giving them, by telling voters what they think with polling, you're actually making voters think that, is the irony, right? Anyway, it's a very interesting thing. But having said that, I still think polling is important. What is concerning is that it's not always right. Any case. Thank you, Solid Black, for the gift there. All right. Let's get moving here. This was an interesting point in the CNN poll. Listen to this. 52% of Kamala Harris's supporters would be angry if Trump won the election. Only 42% of Trump supporters would be angry if Kamala Harris won the election. Two things here. First of all, I'm intrigued that Kamala Harris supporters are more worried about Trump than Trump supporters are about Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala Harris, obviously not as big a threat to the world as Donald Trump, right? I mean, we know that. And that's not even a partisan thing. Donald Trump is horrific. Kamala Harris, maybe you don't agree with her. She's not a threat to life as we know it on the planet. Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. We know that. It is surprising to me, therefore, but having said that, Trump supporters, my nephew's coming in, so he'll be walking behind us. Trump supporters have been told so much about how bad Kamala Harris is that it surprises me that they would not be equally freaked out, if not more freaked out, at the possibility of her winning the election, right? You'd think they would, right? All the conspiracies they've been told and everything, you'd think they'd be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. So it's interesting that 42% of Trump supporters think they would be angry if she won. 52% of Democrats, Kamala Harris supporters, would be angry if Trump won. Final point on that, which I'm not sure none of you brought this up yet. Usually I sort of watch you guys say in the comments things that I'm thinking. Only 52% of Kamala Harris supporters would be angry if Trump won the election? 52%, that's it? Right? I mean, again, Donald Trump, you should be livid if Donald Trump wins the election. You should be freaked out. I mean, you should actually lose your faith in man if Donald Trump wins the election. But only 52% of Harris supporters would be angry? I find that very interesting. Thank you, Kano, for the gift. Thank you, Rose. Right? Very strange. What do we got here? Finally, the battleground states overall. Angry might have been the wrong word choice, Apache says. Yeah, I do wonder about that, because I wonder in these polls sometimes if you look and go, would I be angry? Maybe they gave a choice, by the way, too. Maybe they said angry, disappointed, dispirited, right? I might be more dispirited or disappointed than I am angry. Like if Trump wins, I mean, I'm just like, people suck. It's not anger. It's just, I am so disappointed in mankind, right? I'm disappointed in my own country. And losing faith in my country in many ways. That's different than being angry, right? So thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Laddie. So that's actually a good point. Yeah. Frightened is another one. Chopper says, yeah. Right. So that could be the issue, too, that they're choosing the wrong words so that not as many people are picking them. Right. CNN on the battleground states. So the battleground states are all the states all together. Are all the states all together that matter, the 7 states or so that are the most important states to win the election. Thank you, Hannah. Now, in all the states, it's basically a tie, statistical tie. Kamala Harris is ahead, not too much, 2 or 3 points maybe, in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada. Trump is ahead in North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia. In all 7 states, they're within the margin of error, meaning Kamala Harris is ahead in 4, Trump is ahead in 3. They're all a tie. Statistically, they're all a tie. That is insane at this point in the race. And CNN was saying like this hasn't happened in a very long time, that basically you've had like such a close race now for going on a long period of time. Anyway, so Trump's lies, every day we have a little segment. We don't really try to have a segment on this, but we do. Hey, Martin, Trump lying again today. Big surprise. One of Trump's lies, Trump held a rally in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Typhoon. And he drives me nuts with this. The Trump campaign, any campaign, picks who's behind the candidate, because the person on stage behind the candidate is getting all the attention because you see them with their signs and stuff. And Trump, for example, has always this kind of weird cult group called Blacks for Trump. Very weird, very culty. There's been lots of Google the articles on them. They're crazy. They've got this ties to people who believe in vampires. I mean, I'm telling you, I've written about these people before. They're wacky out of their minds. Okay, thank you, Jens or Janae. But Trump always has them on stage behind him. The media, of course, lets Trump get away with it because Trump gets away with everything. If Kamala Harris had some vampire-believing cult behind her on stage waving signs that she picked to be behind her, we'd never hear the end of it. Trump does it, and it's like, la, 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 right? The dominance of Russia? Yeah, Jack is leaving us now. Some guy on TikTok, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off topic, but some guy on TikTok just wrote, 2035 will bring the dominance of the Russian economy. The dominance of the Russian economy? You people don't even have toilets. Literally, you people don't have toilets. 23% of Russians don't have toilets. Right? And you think the Russian economy is taking over the world? I mean, no, seriously. Russia has a strong military. Their military kind of sucks in many ways too, as we know. They're not a professional military. They've got a strong military because they're strength in numbers. They've got a lot of men, a lot of weapons. Their weapons suck. Their men kind of suck. Culturally, we've talked about this, right? Russia has been kind of on the downslide for a very long time now. Culturally, when's the last time Russian literature was great? 100 years ago, 150 years ago, right? They're athletes. I mean, sure, they dope. Like during the Soviet years, they used to dope their athletes a lot, give them drugs. So they were good on athletics, but they were also drugging them, and they also drugged their satellite stooges like East Germany and other people. So, yeah, thank you, Red Watts. But yeah, the Russian economy, what a cut. Is the Russian economy in the room? Is the great Russian economy in the room with us right now? Yeah, I saw that about Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal wants to give his life for Vladimir Putin, he says. Thank you, Red Watts, for the gift. Any case, so Trump is on stage in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and you pick the people who are behind you on stage before our little Russian troll came here. Thank you, Randy and Fred. And they're holding up signs that say Scranton firefighters for Trump. Scranton is the town in Pennsylvania, very working class town. And they're holding up signs claiming to be firefighters who have endorsed Trump. Well, the firefighters union comes out today and says, we haven't endorsed Trump. We haven't endorsed anybody. Like, A, we've endorsed nobody. B, those signs aren't ours. C, we don't even know who those 3 men were there in firefighters uniforms holding up the signs. He goes, we don't even know who those men are. We do not recognize them as current or former firefighters in Scranton, Pennsylvania, holding up signs claiming to be Scranton, Pennsylvania firefighters. Trump put fake firemen on stage behind him, and he even called them out and said, oh, look, even the firemen are supporting me today. Again, the lies from this guy. And again, it's not a matter of, oh, he lies, so what? He lies about everything, guys. There's something wrong with him. There is something wrong with him here, and there's something wrong with him here. There is something not right with this guy in the head and in the heart. And it just, man. I love this. We've got another troll, by the way. One thing the Trump trolls do, which I always have kind of fun, is they, and the problem is, now that's got to be a Russian, though. That one I'll bet you is a Russian. They write and they go, Trump's living rent-free in your head. I was like, and again, I like to comment on the trolls because it gives me a chance to bash Trump and the Russians both, which, that's a twofer. Trump lives rent-free in your head because you're criticizing him. The problem is you're reading a Russian talking point from like a year ago that they gave you, and you haven't updated your sort of facts from Moscow. We're 3 weeks before a U.S. presidential election, and you're mocking people for talking about Donald Trump in the election. Oh, he lives inside your head that you're talking about him in the election, right? I mean, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe if you were talking about Trump, they'd say, why do you keep focusing on Trump? 3 weeks before the election, when Trump is running for president, talking about Trump, and your talking point is, ooh, look how he got inside your head that you're even talking about him at all. It's 3 years before the election. This is where I say a lot of these guys are liars. A lot of these guys are actually Russians or whatever, or they might be bots too. They could just be AI generated chat people that are here. Really interesting. Really, I mean, it's interesting to me because the lies, again, by the way, the lies. This is another example of the Trump lies. They win through lies. It is incredibly disturbing. Thank you, Mary, for the gift there. The Russian collusion. Oh, that's already, well, we don't even need to get into it. That was already admitted by Trump's own son. Are you kidding? Trump's son, Donald Jr., admitted to colluding with Russia. He made this huge mistake back several years ago. Trump's son, Don Jr., who's his own piece of work, trying to prove that, oh no, there's nothing nefarious, nothing evil that's going on between our relationship with Russia. He releases a series of emails, and Google this, by the way. Thank you, Elizabeth. Google this. Donald Trump's son, Don Jr., releases a series of emails from the Trump campaign in 2016 in which he is informed that Russian government officials have approached the Trump campaign and have asked to basically help Trump win the election. A foreign government, a foreign enemy of America, let alone a foreign government, getting involved in the American election in order to help one campaign, has approached that campaign and said, we want to help you. Donald Trump Jr. is told this in an email, and he responds, I love it. He responds, I love it. I love it. In other words, welcome. I am excited that the Russians want to get involved in the U.S. election to help Trump win. That is the very definition of collusion with Russia. Absolutely, positively. So I always kind of laugh when people bring that stuff up, because Google it. As I always tell you guys, Google is your friend. The Republicans will never tell you to Google stuff. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Mary, again. They'll never tell you to Google stuff because they're lying to you. I always tell you Google stuff. Don't believe me. Google it, and you will find Donald Trump Jr.'s original emails. And by the way, I think he released them on Twitter. So the best part is you will find Donald Trump Jr.'s son's own Twitter account where he released his own emails publicly admitting that he welcomed Russia's involvement in the Trump campaign for president. You can't make this stuff up. Thank you, Debbie, for the gift. Thank you, Randy, Fred, and Mary again. Anyway. All right, let's move on. Oh yeah, so Trump, more lies from Trump. Again, all he's doing is lying now full time. He did a rally in Aurora, Colorado, which was a site of a shooting actually several decades ago. I believe Aurora, because we have so many mass shootings in America, like there's something like 1.5 mass shootings a day in America, something crazy like that. Thank you, Super Hornet. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Debbie and Maddie, and running. So anyway, Aurora, Colorado was a famous one where I believe a movie theater was shot up. Exactly. Poppy's saying movie theater. Yep, it was a movie theater. A Batman screening? I did not remember that. It was Batman. Okay. So Trump goes to Aurora, Colorado, and he's claiming that he's going to rescue the city because it has been invaded and conquered by illegal migrants, right? The Republican mayor of the city had to go public and say last month that he wanted to show that he wanted to show the former president that the narrative is not accurate by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, the Republican governor, the Republican mayor of town came out and said Trump is lying. But again, he can only win. What's really scary about this? Thank you, T-Bone. Trump, think about this. He doesn't think he can win by telling you the truth. Why is he lying so much? Right? Because he knows the truth isn't going to win. Because he knows what he actually believes, what he actually wants to do is stuff you're not going to like. That's when candidates lie. Sure, they say every candidate lies. No, they don't. Not like this, they don't. Not like this, they don't. Trump, exclusively lies. He's a pathological liar. We pointed this out time and again. Thank you, T-Bone. Another big lie. Trump is still lying about the hurricane. So we've got multiple hurricanes now. Thank you, NJ, for the gift. Thank you, Chazak. Oh, that's cool. What's the what are they calling that? Manifesting. Thank you, Chazak. Trump is also lying about the hurricane. We've had 2 hurricanes now. One was, I'm forgetting the names, Milton and Helene. Am I right? Are these the 2 hurricanes? Just help me out, folks. But both in sort of the southeastern U.S. One came sort of up the Atlantic, and the other started in the Gulf. Both didn't start in the Gulf of Mexico, did they? Actually, they did, didn't they? Help me out here. I'm forgetting now. They both hit Florida and the southeastern U.S. I'm forgetting whether they both were in the Gulf of Mexico. Were they? I think they were, actually. They did. Okay, Annie, that's what I thought. So both started in the Gulf of Mexico, went up, hit Florida, the southern states, North Carolina. And Trump has been lying about it, claiming that President Biden and Kamala Harris and the governors of those states. Oh, hey, Robert, my dino buddy. President Biden, Kamala Harris, and the governors of those states have stopped giving aid to people in those states that were hit by the hurricanes. Thank you, that one guy. Total lie. I mean, literally, just a lie. The Republican governors of the states have said, the Democratic governors have said it's a lie. The Republican governors have said it's a lie. They, guys, again, and Trump did it again today. Elon Musk, of course, because Musk is, Elon Musk, right? Oh, issues there. Elon Musk, of course, repeated the lie today. Oh my God. The Biden administration has just stopped giving help to people just because. Oh my God. Total lie. And exactly, Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, which is the federal agency that deals with disasters, had to come out for the first time in history and do a fact check and basically repudiate the conspiracy theories. They've never had conspiracy theories they had to deal with before. Because how do you do a conspiracy theory about like a hurricane or a wildfire? Republicans do, right? We had wildfires in California back in 2018. The Republicans claimed Trump's biggest supporter in the U.S. House of Representatives said it was secret Jewish space lasers that started the wildfires, that Jews have a secret satellite and a secret laser in space, and the Jews wanted to burn up California or something, so they used their laser to set the fires. Guys, Google it, Jewish space laser, and you will see Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump's pretty much one of his top two supporters who he's super proud of in the U.S. House of Representatives. Yeah. Oh, he also told him the rake. That was a whole other one. Yeah, that one guy said, Trump also said, this was great, California, right? California is what is California, like the 13th largest economy in the world or something? It's something huge, right? It's a huge state. I always forget the population. Is it 40 or 50 million or 35 million and something like 40 million, something like that? I mean, it's almost the size of a European country, or it's the size of some European countries. Huge population. Hold on. Alexa, what's the population of California? I talk too fast for her. Alexa, what's the population of California?
According to the 2020 U.S. Census, the population of California is 39.5
40 million. Okay. 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 Alexa, what size is California's economy in the world?
California has a total land area of 163,695 square miles, ranking it third out of the 50 U.S. states. Additionally, there are 403,400.
Alexa, shut up. I literally asked the size of the economy. She's telling me the size of the land. People are saying fifth largest. Wow, that's insane. That's insane. Almost the same as Spain. Okay. So California is huge. Trump suggested that we wouldn't have wildfires if people would rake the leaves. They need to go and rake the leaves. Raking in English is when you go with that tool that has little spikes on it and you go in your lawn and you collect the leaves with the tool and then you put them in bags and stuff. That's raking. Trump said that a state of 40 million people, you can imagine how big California is, 40 million people, they should rake the forest more and they wouldn't have fires. This is the same guy who asked his advisors why we can't just drop a nuclear bomb on a hurricane to make it go away. He's very special. He's just a very special man. All right. Deep. And JD Vance again, big surprise. JD Vance again refused to say that Trump lost the election in 2020. There's a big surprise. Let's move on. Oh, actually, you know what? There is one final. I was telling you, I'm going to talk about Ukraine in a second. There's not a lot of Ukraine news at all today. There's almost, yeah. Oh, bleach. That's true. He wanted us to inject disinfectant in our bodies to get rid of COVID. Remember that one? Really amazing. Oops. Beep, beep, beep. So the final one, this one's kind of scary, actually. Donald Trump's former top general, Mark Milley. Milley was the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is the top general at the Pentagon. It is an appointed position. At the Pentagon, you have our military ministry. You've got the Secretary of Defense, the civilian who's in charge of everything. And then the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who is the top general. He's not in charge. It's a little weird to me, sort of how it works. He's not in charge of everything. The civilian is, but he's the top uniform. The civilian is a civilian. The general is the top uniform general for the entire agency, the entire military. Okay. Mark Milley was Trump's general. Well, Trump doesn't like Milley because a number of things happened. Milley refused when Trump suggested that maybe they should use the U.S. military to shoot peaceful protesters back in, I'm forgetting when this was, but several years when Trump was president. He wanted to literally shoot peaceful protesters in Washington and said, can't we just shoot them in the arms and legs? And Milley was like, no. Milley also, you'll recall, right when we got towards, right after the election, and there was really real concern that Trump might try to start a war with China, just because he was going crazy at this point. I mean, literally, the worry was that Trump's mental condition was degrading because he lost the election, was losing it. And the concern was that Trump might try to start a nuclear war with China. And Milley had to tell the other generals that basically, if you get an order to basically start war with China, you call me first before you do it. You call me before you do it. That's who Milley. So Trump, you can imagine, not a big fan of Milley. Milley has now said that, let me read this to you. I'm going to read that. This is from The Guardian, okay? Mark Milley, a retired U.S. Army general who was chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under Donald Trump and Joe Biden, fears being recalled to uniform and court-martialed should Trump defeat Kamala Harris next month. Thank you, Courtney, for the chicken, and user 336. One of the things you can do that Trump has threatened, you can, if you resign from the military, right? You retire, and you commit, you've committed a crime. Like they find that you committed a crime while you were in the military, they can call you back to active duty and then court-martial you, which means like a criminal trial, but it's a military trial if you throw you in a military prison. Thank you, Running. Thank you, KT. Thank you, Courtney. His aides have been talking about doing that to General Milley because Milley stood up to Trump, because Milley had concerns about Trump starting a nuclear war, because Milley had concerns about Trump going crazy and opening fire on civilians, right? The concern now is that Trump is going to, when he gets to be president again, if he gets to be, thank you, Taylor, he's going to recall the top generals and then basically throw them in jail for the rest of their lives. I mean, again, now let me read you more of what he said. He is a walking, talking advertisement of what he's going to try to do. What Milley means there is Maya Angelou's famous line, thank you, Taylor, which is believe somebody the first time they tell you who they are. Like, if somebody tells you who they are, don't make excuses. Like, accept it and go, this is a bad person, right? So Milley says he is a walking, talking advertisement of what he's going to try to do, meaning Trump telegraphs very clearly in advance what he's going to do. Believe him. Milley recently warned former colleagues, hang on a second, in an upcoming book, saying he's saying it, and it's not just him, it's the people around him. Woodward, this is the new Bob Woodward book I was telling you guys about, the new book about Trump. Woodward cites Steve Bannon, Trump's former campaign chair and White House strategist, now jailed for contempt of Congress, as saying of Milley, we're going to hold him accountable. Woodward also described Milley, mind you, this is the top U.S. general and Donald Trump's top appointee, mind you. Okay, Trump picked the general. Well, Trump didn't pick him. Trump kept him, right? Trump could have gotten rid of him. Oh, no, Trump did pick him. Trump did pick Milley. He was Trump's pick. Woodward also describes Milley receiving a nonstop barrage of death threats since his retirement last year and quotes the former general as telling him of Trump, no one has ever been as dangerous to this country. Milley said he is the most dangerous person ever. I had suspicions when I talked to you previously about his mental decline and so forth, but now I realize he's a total fascist. He is now the most dangerous person to this country, a fascist to the core. That is very, first of all, you don't hear that kind of talk from anybody in the U.S., really. I mean, you might hear it from political operatives or whatever. You don't hear it from a top general. You don't hear it, especially from Trump's top general. What people keep sort of forgetting is how many of these people worked for Donald Trump, right? The reason J.D. Vance is Donald Trump's pick for president is because Trump lost the former guy. You know why he lost the former guy? Because Trump tried to have him killed on January 6th. Because the mob that Trump sent to the U.S. Congress said they were going to lynch Mike Pence, and they actually set up like a lynching platform outside, like lynching a noose, right? That's why Mike Pence is no longer Donald Trump's president, his vice president. He's gone, right? Milley, general, former general, Trump's top appointee in the Department of Defense. Milley says this about Trump. He's a fascist. He's the most dangerous man to this country ever. Okay? What does Trump's other top general say? The top general at the White House. Trump picked a general. He liked generals because, again, Trump. Crazy. Trump likes generals. So Trump picks a general to be the chief of staff at the White House. What does that general say? Donald Trump said to him that American soldiers who get killed in action and who are taken prisoner are suckers and losers. And that's why Trump doesn't like to go to their graves and visit them, which he didn't when he was president. He refused because they're suckers and losers for getting killed and getting captured. What's interesting about these stories, or horrifying about these stories, is it's not Democrats saying it. It's not just Republicans saying it. It's three-star generals. It's top American generals saying it. It's Republican generals, and it's the Republican generals who Donald Trump hired, right? They're as Republican as you get. Donald Trump hired them to work for him in the top jobs of the White House and the top job at the Pentagon. And they say this. Were they all 3 stars? I knew the White House guy was 3 stars. I wasn't sure about Milley. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, just sickening. It just makes me sick. He's just, I mean, it's, and the Trump, not even the Trump supporters, but, they're lied to so much and they don't care, because again, it's all lies. Really? Really? Why is it that Trump's Secretary of State's not supporting him? Trump's Defense Secretary, Mike Esper, isn't supporting him. Trump's top general at the Pentagon, Mark Milley, isn't supporting him. Trump's top general at the White House, Chief of Staff, isn't supporting him. At some point, you've got to ask yourself why all the smart people who Trump hired aren't supporting him, why all the generals aren't supporting him, why all the military people aren't supporting him, why Trump's own vice president isn't supporting him. Maybe they're not the problem. Maybe you are. Mike Pence, thank you, United Kempo, for the gift. I don't think Mike Pence has endorsed anybody. No, I don't think so. Are the trolls getting upset? Sorry. Oh, Carol says the bad grammar trolls are here. Ruh-roh. Uh-oh. Remember, Russia does not send their best and brightest, unfortunately. All right. Let's move on. Now that we've talked about Trump being a fascist to the core, it is day 960 of Vladimir Putin's special 3-day military operation. Thank you, Christina, for the necklace gift. Keep the gifts coming, guys. Like I said, the gifts have been kind of bad. I hate to keep asking you, but the gift revenue has kind of disappeared. And I do this for a living. So if you can help, I appreciate it. Thank you. It's day 960, as I said, of Vladimir Putin's special 3-day military operation in Ukraine. House Speaker Mike Johnson says that he, quote, has no appetite for more U.S. support for Ukraine. Quote, I don't have an appetite for further Ukraine funding, and I hope it's not necessary, Speaker Johnson said today. Could you be any more un-American? Thank you, Brandon, for the pumpkin head. Love that pumpkin head. Thank you, Randy and Gabbard, too. Could you be any more un-American? Oh, and C. Scott with the Galaxy. Thank you. We know that gift. Thank you, C. Scott. That was very generous of you. I appreciate that. You have no appetite to support a country that's getting overrun by a dictatorship, by an evil dictatorship, by a dictatorship that hates America. I mean, as Ann Applebaum was a famous American foreign policy expert, said, Putin long ago declared war on America. Americans just haven't quite figured it out yet. And certainly the Republicans haven't quite figured it out. But Putin already declared, because the Republicans said Putin's not our enemy. Putin already decided you're his enemy, and he's trying to destroy this country. And the Republicans are like, So they want to cut off all funding to Ukraine. They want to basically surrender. They want America to surrender, get down on its knees, bow before Russia. They want to let Putin take over all of Ukraine, which is what he'll do next. And then what Putin will do after that is invade Europe at some point. He's going to start messing around with Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. He'll probably start with Moldova, of course, which is close to Romania there. And when he starts to mess around with Europe, that's when World War III happens. I mean, it's really freaky stuff. Thank you, who is it? Marthu. There's an interesting name. Thank you, Marthu, for the Galaxy, and Corey for the Penguins, and Marthu again with the confetti, and Randy and Fred. I guess I'm not surprised that a top Trump supporter is saying they're going to cut off Ukraine and surrender to Vladimir Putin. But how sad? How sad? Oh, we got a Russian over on. No, that's surprising. We don't ever get a Russian over on YouTube. I'm gonna get. It's also. I'm gonna guess it's probably a Serb. The Serbians have issues. But I love this. See, by the way, this is why I say it's a Russian. She wrote, "You lie." Remember how I told you guys one thing that you can always tell with the Russian trolls is they use talking points that don't make sense, right? We're like, okay, the one earlier tonight, right? Thank you, Kathy, for the gift, Randy and Fred. The one earlier tonight when the guy said, "Why are you talking so much about Trump? He must live inside your head." And it's like, because the election's 3 weeks away and Donald Trump is one of the top 2 candidates? Like, that's right. Like, the point is they get talking points, but they don't really understand English. They don't really know what's going on with the discussion, and they don't quite know what to say. So they're reading it from a piece of paper, and they usually say it at the wrong time. So this person, I read you a quote from the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, a Republican, a quote from him saying he doesn't have the appetite for giving money to Ukraine. And the troll wrote, "You lie." I'm lying that Mike Johnson just said this to the entire country today? I think we all know what the Republican Speaker of the House said today, but it's because they're not. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, user 336. Because they're being fed talking points, but they're really not sure what's. Now, mind you, these can be fake. By the way, that could be an AI generated troll to start with. Could be totally AI generated. But oh, sorry, but you're leaving because I do not put up with stuff like that. Yeah, that person's going, guys. Yep. Sorry, but that stuff, because we're getting people like asking for tents and things. My guess is that's a scam. Nobody's coming on TikTok looking for tents. Trolls also use a first and last name in their username. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. You lie does sound like a kid. Yeah, Eileen noticed too. Like, you lie. Although even that, honestly, it sounds like a foreigner. It sounds like somebody who isn't an Anglophone, because we wouldn't say you lie. You'd say you liar, right? Think about it. In English, in American English at least, you'd say, first of all, you wouldn't even say you liar. You'd say liar is what you'd say. You'd say liar, right? You're a liar, maybe, but you'd say liar but you wouldn't say you lie. That's not, it's not proper English. It's right. It's not, it's very interesting. Because it's like, I always enjoy this with English also, because I like the troll thing, like figuring out. You can always, like I say, a lot of times you can hear the accent, because they'll say things. We say that people who've traveled around the world a lot have an expression, "not quite right," and it's to describe things they try to do in other countries to like mimic America. Like they'll try to have, like Anthony's been saying, he can't find good Mexican restaurants in Asia, and he's been trying, and they're just all bad. He said they're good at all the other food, but Mexican food is just terrible. And the thing is, you try it and it's not quite right, right? But nobody would say you lie. You lie. Like I almost have to say it with an accent, right? You'd say liar, right? You lie. It's very funny, and it cracks me up, like I said, because you can tell these guys are just they're not American. It's very funny. Probably not. I don't know about the Brits. I'm going to guess the Brits work the same way. You jest. Well, you jest is kind of funny. You jest, I would say, but I would say that to be funny, like, because that's archaic. Oh, you jest. You almost have to say, oh, but you jest, right? You have to like pick up a fake high class accent to say you jest, Anyway. All right. Let me see. So Johnson, Ukraine, Russia has launched a new push into the Kursk Oblast. That was the area of Russia that the Ukrainians are occupying right now. Reportedly, the Ukrainians have pushed back. Thank you, Brandon, for the whale. Very, very generous of you. I appreciate that. Reuters, Ukrainian forces control around half of the strategic city of Toretsk in eastern Ukraine as they attempt to stave off assaults by Russian troops. Toretsk, I can never pronounce it right, is the city in eastern Ukraine that the Russians are after next. Remember, they went after like Volodar in the last week. Toretsk is the next city they're going after. Reuters says military analysts say that capturing the hilltop Toretsk would allow Russian invasion forces to further complicate logistics for Ukrainian forces in much of the east. Thank you, Andre, for the rose. Appreciate that. German Chancellor Scholz on Friday announced a 1.4 billion euro or $1.5 billion military aid package for Ukraine by the end of 2024. The aid will be given jointly with partner countries Belgium, Denmark, and Norway, and includes more air defense, tanks, combat drones, and artillery. Ukrainian, I didn't mention this before, and I should have actually yesterday. That's okay, Maddie. I appreciate your support. Don't worry about it. A Ukrainian journalist who was captured by Russia while reporting from occupied East Ukraine has died in detention, a Ukrainian official said. This, I think, is from the Kyiv Post, but I also read it on Reuters today. Victoria Roshina, who would have turned 28 this month, disappeared in August last year after traveling to Russian-held eastern Ukraine for a report. So she was traveling in Ukraine, but it was territory held by the Russians. The Russians grabbed her and they killed her in prison. She remained missing until April 2024 when her father received a letter from Moscow's defense ministry saying she was being held in Russian detention. Now they're telling us she's dead. How does a 28-year-old woman die in prison? Like, I mean, how does that work exactly, right? It works because they killed her. That's how it works. You know, anyways, absolutely sickening. All right, that is it for the news. Finally, oh, thank you, Corey. Appreciate you subscribing there. Or if somebody gifted it, or did Rob Wall? Oh, Rob did. Rob gifted it. Thank you, Rob. That was nice of you. Well, this is the part of the show we hang out, we talk. I take your questions or whatever. We talk about the election, talk about Ukraine. Also, we fixed the connection to Discord because I'm doing we do little auctions on Discord occasionally, and we're doing a I didn't even see that. Did Dick Cheney and Condi Rice endorse Kamala? Dick Cheney? Are you sure, Aaron? There's not the daughter, Lynn Cheney. Lynn endorsed him. I did not see Dick. Dick and Condi? Really? I missed that. Wow. I'm very surprised. Well, clearly it wasn't publicized enough because I didn't even see it. You know? Yeah. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, exactly. Like Syndicate, by the way, somebody's asking questions about who to vote for and stuff. Like Syndicate just said, there's nothing wrong with asking. Nothing wrong with asking. I would say people say there aren't dumb questions. I guess there are dumb questions, but generally speaking, if somebody is sincere and has a question, you should listen to them. You know, who was that with the love painting, Brandy? You know, so yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. Because it's true. Like, I don't know. I just asked about Cheney. I didn't know about Dick Cheney or Condi Rice. So, you know, you can't know everything. You know, and again, I don't care. I don't care because sometimes people go, "Oh my God, how do you not know that?" I'm like, because you know, like you can't know everything. I don't care. In any case, so yes, we fixed Syndicate fixed the Discord connection now. So if you go on TikTok and you go to my profile and you look at the Linktree link in my profile on TikTok, now if you're on the web, you're fine. If you're on your phone and you click that link, the first link it brings up a page of links. The top link that comes up is Discord. If you click the Discord link, it won't work for you. It's going to screw up. But what will work, go to my profile on TikTok, click the Linktree link. First thing that comes up is Discord. On your phone, press and hold. If you press and hold, a pop-up will occur that says accept invite. Click accept invite, and you should be okay on Discord. So, yeah, no, I feel the same way. Go Royals. Exactly. If someone, anyway, I don't want to change topics again, but try the Discord thing because we're having some problems with it. It's a problem with TikTok, basically, but Syndicate was able to find out that basically, as long as you look for lies, like you lie about how to find Discord. Exactly, Pedro. But go check it out. Our auctions are ending tomorrow. The auctions were going to end today. This is, you know, we're doing estate sale auctions the next couple of weeks. Some stuff from my mom's estate, but like sort of some fun, different things that I like. Some pretty little like, I mean, I don't want to go through all of it again, but I've got like some beautiful decanters, some Christmas ornaments. What was the actually other Christmas stuff. My mom made, this is Joseph. There's a Mary and a baby Jesus. She didn't make these, but she painted them, which was kind of pretty. She was an artist. Lots of different stuff. I'm not going to go through everything, but some cool driftwood, some cool Japanese demi-tasse cups from Japan. Anyway, very cool stuff. But it ends tomorrow, the estate sale. Well, we'll do another one next week, but do check it out. A lot of people have gone and bid and stuff, so I appreciate that. So, and stay away from the egg because Poppy and Harley, I think, are going crazy on the egg. I am a lawyer, Brett. I do not practice, but I have a law degree from Georgetown. I do. And he says the Discord link worked. There you go. Well, apparently it works if you're on a computer. If you're on your phone, maybe iPad. Thank you, Blood Orange. If you're on a phone, you've got to plug in. You got to push hard on the Discord link that comes up, and then you lie. You've got to be careful though, Eileen, because we've had this problem before where people were being funny and pretending to be trolls, and like we thought they were trolls and we blocked them. So be careful mimicking a troll. It can happen. And he's on the phone. Okay. But did you have to do the press and hold to make it work, or just clicking it? Because clicking it wasn't, Callum was trying and clicking it didn't work. Oh, interesting. So they're saying it worked on their phone. Okay. Well, the workaround, if you simply click the Discord thing and it doesn't, and it'll bring up a page, but the page won't let you log in. If it does that, go back and click and hold the Discord link, and then it'll open up a thing that says accept invite. iPad should work the same way, I would think. iPad might even work like a web browser. Hard to know. My guess is on an iPad, I would press and hold the Discord link, and the same thing, have a pop-up. That's my guess. Thank you, Red, for the gift. But as I said, I'm not going to show you all of it before, because I've showed you guys. I don't want to sort of bore you all to death, but we've got a lot of cool items, and I think they're fun. Like I said, there's some really cool driftwood. Yep, the coffee cup I'll stop. Actually, like I said, the Ukrainian egg has been doing very well. Thank you, Annie. The smart bean. That's right. I forgot about the smart beans. Callum has dainty. Callum has dainty fingers, says Clem. Ruh-roh. Them's fighting words. Them's fighting words. Anyway, there's actually a very pretty mirror too. Oh, I saw an interesting thing. I was talking about this, by the way. One of the things we're auctioning is this little magnifying glass, but it's very pretty and dainty. But it has like bumblebees and flowers and stuff, but it's very pretty. And I read that it was Art Nouveau. Thank you, Red. And I Googled, and randomly on Twitter yesterday, I see somebody post a picture, and they said, the one thing that always stuck in my head that I love is somebody describing the difference between Art Nouveau and Art Deco. And they showed two pictures, and they showed Art Nouveau, and it was this staircase that had these beautiful swirls around it and like kind of round. And it was really beautiful and almost ornate, right? Like flowers almost. Then it showed a second picture, and it said Art Deco. And it was a stairway going like almost imagine like the stairway on the Titanic, going straight up, but square and block, and like squares at the base of the stairs and going up. And what it said was the difference between Art Deco and Art Nouveau is Art Nouveau looks like it was built by elves. Art Deco looks like it was built by dwarves. And I thought that was the funniest damn thing, because that's, even if you look at, I was going to say if I have this even handy, I probably don't. Oh, I do. This is Art Nouveau. And if you look at it, you go, yeah, like it's made by elves, right? It's cute and dainty and whimsical and fun. I just love that sort of description of it. I thought that was the most interesting, that was sort of the most interesting sort of quote on the difference. Because even when I was saying Art Nouveau, I was like, I wonder what the difference is with Art Deco. Yeah. Anyway, very interesting. So, we are almost at 100,000 likes. Thank you guys today. Appreciate that. Isn't it great? I just thought it was a great description. When you look at the pictures, you go, that's really funny. That's exactly what, that's the difference. Because it is true. Art Deco is cool, but it's kind of square and this, and, whereas Nouveau it's flowery, and you can imagine a fairy dancing, Anyway, very cool. Anyway. All right. What else? What else? Thank you, Kano, for the gift. But yeah, so we'll see about tomorrow morning's show. Like I said, I'm going to try to do the member show tomorrow. I am suspicious that I probably should just put it off till later in the day, because like I said, the nephews are supposed to be coming. I'm going to look and see if they've answered yet. They're supposed to be coming over tomorrow morning. No answer yet from them, but they're supposed to be coming in the morning. And when they do, I'm going to have to oversee things so they don't either take the wrong things out of Mom's house or destroy our new carpeting, I think it probably, I literally just set it up for the morning. I'm thinking, you know what? I should probably change the morning one. I'm actually going to change it as we're talking here. Let me change the morning one. I'm trying to think, maybe, thank you, Rock Hunter, for the gift. Maybe change it to, God, if we're doing this in the morning, they're not going to be here for 5 hours. Let's change it to maybe 4 in the afternoon. I don't know. Let me change it to maybe 4 in the afternoon. Let's do that. All right. Member only coffee talk. Here we go. Scheduled. Edit title and description? No. Edit. Oh, I got to go to the live control room. Da, da, da. All right, let me change this to tomorrow. Yeah, let's say 5 p.m. Chicago time. No, 4 p.m. I was saying. Let's try 4 p.m. Chicago time. Worst comes to worst, I'll change it again on you all. Sorry about this. But, oops. All right, verifying. Hello. 4 p.m. October 12th. Okay, that works. Yeah, so that's 4 p.m. Chicago, 5 p.m. Eastern time US. And that's already on TikTok. TikTok. It's on YouTube, so you can just go and look. So 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that you're right, because tomorrow morning is just way too. Oh, we got our 100,000 likes. Woo woo! I'm not going to sign off yet, Maddie. Don't worry. No, 5 o'clock Eastern, Maddie. Eastern time is ahead of Midwest time. 4 o'clock Chicago, 5 o'clock New York, Washington. You wake up in Japan at 8 o'clock and my show ends. Sorry, Mikey. Anyway, people are discussing the election, or like they're discussing voting on YouTube, which is fine. Oh boy! Now you can go visit your grandparents without missing the live. Excellent. Hey, top K9 for subscribing. Thank you. Or somebody perhaps subscribed you as a gift. I don't know. On YouTube, on TikTok, I should say. Either way, welcome. Anyway, what else, guys? Cindy gets to talk about not being able to vote in the U.S. I know, going back to Washington time. Although the Washington time, I've been trying to keep relatively similar to what we do here. Election results? Good question. Kathy Story asks, how long will it take to get election results? Thank you, Isa. Or Isa, we don't know. We don't know. Some states are being bad. Georgia, because the Republicans are playing games, the state of Georgia could take a long time to get results, and it's a key state. 4 years, exactly. It could take 4 years. So we don't really know. But it's a little scary. Yeah. But it also depends if it's a blowout. If it's a blowout, then it may not matter some of these key states, The crooked media guys, I know them. I mean, we're not friends, but we're professionally know each other. So I do know them. Yeah. Yeah. I saw there's a big article in the New York Times about them today. They're good guys. That's okay, Ned. You can go. I mean, first results start to come in like 8, depending on the state. 7 or 8. Actually, I'm trying to remember. Is 6 o'clock the earliest? I think it's 7 o'clock is probably the earliest. I don't remember. I don't think any polls close at 6. Some polls I think close at 7. Yeah, Andrew says. I think so. Yeah. But for Eastern one, because it depends on the states, because we got 4 time zones. Well, we got more than 4 time zones. 4 time zones. We've got more than that actually, but four of them on the main continent, on the continental U.S. The contiguous U.S. God, because Alaska's on the continent as well. The contiguous U.S. But I think, so people are saying 7 o'clock Eastern might be the earliest. So 7 o'clock Washington, D.C. time might be the earliest polls. But then you've got to go to the West Coast. Alaska and Hawaii don't matter as much, no offense, but they tend to go Democratic and Republican. So that's kind of a given. California tends to go Democratic, but Arizona is a big one, and that's out west. So that Nevada, decently big, right? Those guys are out west. So I'm going to vote mail-in because I'm here in Chicago. I already got my mail-in ballot in DC, and Damien's mailing it to me, which is very nice of him. So, interesting. The Amish are rallying for Trump. Jesus, amazing. Oh God, that's funny, Gunther. Yeah. There's a clip in the life of Brian. Brian's supposed to be Jesus. His mom comes out of the front door and says, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. I don't remember that. That's funny. I don't remember. I mean, I've seen the life of Brian, but it's been so long ago. I was a kid. I don't think I've seen it since, probably. Yeah, the Amish having the internet, probably not. Sasha is asleep underneath in the little bed under my table, not yet having to go to the bathroom, but she will at some point soon, I'm sure. Oh, how's the? I'm not doing anything for Halloween yet. I have a costume for Sasha for Halloween. She's got a fun. I got a couple costumes actually. I was at a estate sale or a yard sale, and I found a Star Trek uniform. It's one of the gold ones. It's okay. I forget the gold. Help me out, Gunther. You're a Trekkie, aren't you? What's the gold? The gold isn't. It's not engineering, is it? Might be engineering. The gold. I forget, but still, it's a Star Trek uniform. It's very cool. And it was $5. It was command. It was $5. I mean, how do you not buy? And it fit me. I'm like, and it's not the whole uniform, but it's the shirt. It's the Star Trek Next Generation shirt. Hold on. Yes, Next Generation. It's the Next Generation. Gold is the bridge crew. Yes, it's the bridge crew. So it's Next Generation gold. And I then found a Spock costume for Sasha. And I have to like I haven't taken her yet with it on, but I have to. I think security, actually, when I think the gold is security. I'm thinking, but then at some point, Worf was also wearing red, remember? So it kind of goes all over the place a little bit, but in any case, but there's also a, you can't see the auction. James, you've got to verify yourself. If you verified yourself, the auction should be in the left-hand column. It says public auction. You have a 14-year-old. Sasha's 14 and almost 15 in January. Yikes. Red is engineering, blue is medical, but red is also red is engineering. I always forget. LaForge was gold also. Yeah, I get a little confused what they're doing there. Rob Wall says, has the media agreed not to call the results until all polls close in the States? The media does not call results until the polls close in the state. I know. Hi. Oh, did he close the door on you again? He did. We have to fill him in on that one. Sorry. All right. Whenever my nephew comes in, he tries to politely shut the door there, and then he shuts the door, and Sasha can't get out. So she's like, but I don't remember nationally if they wouldn't report the national winner before California. I don't think so. I think they would report it. Even before California closed, I think. Gold is for officers in command and helm divisions. Okay. So gold could be any operation. What does officers in command mean? Operations engineering? Red was engineering, green and blue is medical. For next, that was the original series. For Next Generation, gold is engineering, red is command, and blue-green is medical. That makes sense because Worf was wearing red. Yeah. Okay. I wanted red, but I'm happy with the gold for now. It was $5, But yes, I know for the states, they don't call until the state is done voting. They're good about that. Red was security. That's true. Red is secure. Of course, red is security because that's how they all died. Right. I forgot about that. The original series gold was actually avocado green, but looked gold due to the lighting. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Joey. Everyone, I can't believe we're getting into this long debate about which color uniform represents which field on Star Trek. You people are as bad as I am. Right. Scotty wore red in the original series. That's true. He did. Yep. That's funny. But yeah, different series were different. But actually, I was looking at buying. I haven't done it yet, but buying the little, the little command pins as well. You can buy them on Amazon. So I did not see the Northern Lights last night. I'm really pissed. Everyone saw them. I looked a couple different times. What I vaguely noticed was what could have been very subtle. Watch it, David Jennings. That's cute though. Very subtle red in the sky, but I couldn't tell. Ashley, who's not so far away from me here in Chicago, was able to see them, which bummed me out. I couldn't see it. Nope. I tried multiple times. I think there's probably just too much. I tried with my camera, but my camera didn't pick it up. I tried it, but I think there might be too much light where I am right here. My cell phone camera, there might just be too much light. And we had to drive somewhere that was more, kind of in the middle of nowhere, you know? Thank you, Maddie. I don't really friend anybody on TikTok, really. Not really. Even on Discord too. I try not to friend too many people just because it gets overwhelming. If I friend I did it on Facebook once, and it screwed things up on Facebook. I friended anybody who wanted a friend, and then I started getting in my feed all the stuff from them, and I wasn't able to follow my friends anymore. What they were doing. Some saw pinkish. Set your exposure for longer than 1 second. Mine went for 2 or 3 seconds, but it just didn't pick it up. Yeah, I was very bummed out. I tried. But yeah, I would have had to drive somewhere. I'm Syndicate's friend everywhere. That's very sweet. A little creepy, a little goofy, but sweet. Will you be my friend everywhere? You lie. Pink and green and pink and red. Yeah, no, I was really bummed because I love that stuff. But around here, I'm guessing there was just a little too much light or something where we are. Sasha, what are you doing? She's barking. With either means she has to go out, or she wants me to brush her teeth and give her a treat. Sasha! I've got to look here too to see. Oh, I've got her leash inside. I may have to take her out in a second here, guys. She's doing her usual. It's 6:15. Oh, you did say, okay, great, Gunther. Yeah. I've not seen the aurora. I've not seen it on the ground. I saw it from an airplane once flying to Europe. It was very cool. And it was just green, like green fingers pulsating up and down. It was very cool. On the ground, I don't think I've ever seen it. That's the only time I've seen it. Actually, Callum says I need to come to Scotland in the middle of winter to see the aurora. And I'm like, okay, maybe. I want to go back to Scotland. I'm not sure I want to go in the middle of winter, Hello, how you doing? You lie, Noah. Exactly. That's true. You could do it on I could do it on Discord, Gunther. Not a bad idea. Thank you, User336 and Jeremy. The comet's coming in October. Which comet is that? I don't know. Yeah, I just could not see it last night. I was really. I tried a couple different times to get out there. All right, see you, Andre. I was very, very annoyed about that. I'm just looking to make sure my dog isn't coming in. I left her leash inside. That's all right. I'll have to. Actually, I did. I also sort of stole from Mom a couple of her silver cloths because I could use a few of these. They're actually, where are they from? Oh no, they don't have a mark on them. Oh, they do. Oh, Shreve, Crump and Low. I don't know that one. Is that a famous silver company? I don't know. But anyway, we were sort of not getting rid of the silver, but I was like, ooh, I could take silver bags to wrap more of my silver. Excellent. Anyway, yes, I was really bummed I couldn't see it. Okay, she's barking. I think Sasha's got to go out. You know what, guys? Let me do a quick goodbye. All right. Tomorrow morning, like I said, we moved the show in the morning to I'm coming. Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, we should do Uli shirts to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Chicago time, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Just go to YouTube and you'll see it. It'll tell you the time. And hopefully that's when we're going to do it, guys. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. I got to go. She's got to go. All right. Bye, guys. I'm coming. All right. Bye, guys. Oh, God. Dog's got to go.